Hey Faeria friends, Matt here, and today I want to share which cards I think are most worth crafting for beginners with limited memoria. I valued these cards based on deck versatility, board impact, and reliability, meaning they're rarely just dead in your hand. Some quick context first, but feel free to click the timestamps below to skip to my thoughts on specific cards by color. First, memoria is the crafting currency you earn by disenchanting core cards. Now I emphasize core cards because as of today, oversized expansion cards cannot be crafted or disenchanted. If you have extra core cards, you can easily disenchant them all with this button here. If you have mythic cards, you have to toggle on this filter, find them, and then disenchant for the memoria I have on screen. Now let's take a look at the total number of unique craftable core cards by rarity, multiplied by the number of copies you can have in a deck. So that's 3 copies for common, rare, and epic, and 1 copy for legendary. This is a full set essentially. Now let's also see how much memoria each card costs to craft. So for commons and rares, after a few months of regular free-to-play gaming, you should have close to full sets, just naturally from battle chests. That said, if you have a really strong or fun deck idea, but you're missing full sets of common or rare cards, go ahead and craft a few. Trust me, I waited so long to earn full sets of certain common and rare cards when really I wish I just crafted the few I needed early on to make my decks more consistent and fun to play. Now regarding legendaries, I don't recommend spending your early memoria stash on these cards since you can only run 1 copy per deck. In my opinion, 2 to 3 copies of a solid epic card will win you far more games than a legendary ever will. I've crafted legends on a whim, excited to play them, then several games pass and I haven't even drawn them yet, or they're immediately removed by my opponent. Don't get me wrong though, legends are powerful cards. I just know it can be a bit discouraging as a beginner to invest your limited resources in 1 card. So that brings us to epics, which I feel are the most optimal use of your memoria. So let's jump in to my thoughts on specific cards by color. Alright, so I'm starting with red because I feel it has the highest number of powerful epic cards. My top pick is easily Groundshaker. With these solid stats and immediate board impact, Groundshaker is an auto-include in nearly any mono-red combat or burn deck, and is also strong in some green-red Crackthorn variants. If you're committing to red, my secondary choices are Firestorm and Bombslinger. Again, the immediate board impact of both cards is undeniably strong. Moving on to green, my pick is Runen's Guidance. This utility card is so versatile. It shines brightest in mono green or green neutral rush, though you could easily run it in many other decks, green-red Crackthorn, blue-green Ramp. This +2/+2 buff is remarkably cheap at 2 Faeria and has helped me close out so many games. And at 5 health, that's a quarter of your life back for 2 Faeria. If you're up against rush or burn decks, definitely consider saving your guidance for that life gain. Now my next choice would have been Earthcraft if you asked me a week ago, but the recent patch nerfed it in a way that I'm still not certain of its value in the meta. Instead, I'll go with Deepwood Stalker. Green decks lack removal, and this spider offers both deck versatility and board impact. In green-yellow sacrifice decks, it works great when buffed in hand from Spirit of Rebirth, and also when dropped next to Bone Collectors. In a green-red deck, it even has great value when dropped on a Path to Paradise tile. Now a couple of niche cards for the green rush archetype are Runen's Shrine and Runen's Messenger. If you're interested in green rush, I have a video guide including these 2 cards. Though it's not exactly an archetype, I would recommend for beginners since some of my inclusions are a bit costly. Now before I move on, I want to mention that I'm not including all the signature dual color cards, such as Crackthorn Beast and Soul Eater. No doubt these are strong cards, so as a beginner, I'd recommend starting with some solid monocolor epics and working up to these cards once you've gained some confidence in how the colors play and your own personal playstyle. Next up is yellow, and I'll keep this one brief. My top pick is Choking Sand. This card can take out some powerful and costly threats, such as Queen's Guard, Grimguard, and Shed and Brute. without activating their combat abilities. It's so helpful in Yellow Rush for taking out early taunts such as Living Willow and Wood Elemental too. A lot of strong yellow decks are cheap to craft, though I definitely suggest investing in 2, maybe 3 copies of this card, but definitely 2 for starters. Jumping over to blue, we have Mirror Phantasm. I will admit that blue is the color I'm weakest in playing. It just hasn't clicked with me yet, so please let me know in the comments if you have other suggestions here. Speaking from experience in facing blue decks though, Mirror Phantasm can really swing a game in your favor. You can use it on a Battletoad, you've jumped close to your opponent, or even an opposing creature if it will nerf them down to a manageable 5/5. So shifting into neutral from blue, Emperor's Command is also a versatile card that you can fit into most blue decks, fitting well with their theme of stat changes. I mostly see this card used for its -2/-1 utility, though the life gain occasionally helps too. Now, Imperial Drain is almost exclusively strong in the Red Rush archetype, so I wouldn't say it's a high priority since it's not really versatile. And last but not least, I want to point out Unlikely Hero, simply because I have a fondness for this underplayed card in green decks I've featured on my channel. It's not really worth crafting as a beginner, but keep it in mind longer term. So that's all for today, friends. I hope you found this video helpful. Feel free to share your own choices in the comments, or let me know if I missed anything critical. Stay tuned for more Faeria content, and until next time, friends, take care, good luck, and have fun.